All right, welcome back, everybody, to another Thinking Out Loud. You already know what it is. Fucking Nick, man, this guy is hilarious. He has the audacity to go out and get pizza, right, into a cash-only place, and he's like, man, this guy's acting like a dick already. And
Well,
I know Nick. I know him well.
no, it's
I
different.
know him well.
You don't know me.
I know him well. And let me tell you something. He's telling me that he walks up to he walks up to the counter, right? He's like, yeah, man, this guy was being a dick to me. Like, he's telling me, like, he had to pay cash for a slice of pizza, the best pizza in LA, arguably.
Yeah, okay, so
but it was
look.
deep dish. And
So
he fucking
One
tells
Bite
the guy-
Pizza Reviews said that it's one of the best pizzas in LA.
Who's
So I
it?
had to try it. Dave Portnoy.
Oh, you had seen the review?
Yeah, I saw the review.
Oh, okay.
And then if you go on Yelp, all the reviews are this is one of the best pizzas in LA, if not the best. So I said, all right, I got to try this out for myself.
Because I show up on time, and this motherfucker's not here.
And here's the crazy thing is the place is actually right next to my house. So I was going to walk over there, but the walk would have been probably maybe 15, 20 minutes. And they were closing within 30 minutes. So I wanted to get my slice of pizza. But this guy wanted to be a bitch. The cashier pissed me the fuck off. So here's what happened, okay? So I'm already on edge because I'm looking for parking and there's construction going down on this street. So there's no parking. So now I'm already annoyed. So I go, okay, I'm going to do some wild shit. And I'm a new driver, so this is really some wild shit you shouldn't do in general. But I parked in a parking lot complex, like a apartment complex that I shouldn't have. And I parked in a reserved spot. And I was just praying. I was like, all right, I'm only going to be 35 minutes and then I could leave. I'm good. Ain't nobody gonna come home. I'm chilling. There's a parking attendant right there that's looking at me as I'm parking, and he's giving me an eye like, I know you don't live here. What are you doing? But I said, fuck it. I'm gonna just go grab this slice of pizza. I'll be in and out in 3-5 minutes. Cool. Now the story starts. So
It started since this morning. Motherfucker says, I'm exhausted. I can't record. I'm like, bro, we went out for a couple beers.
I was exhausted.
He was exhausted. It was 12 p.m.
We didn't even have beers last night. We had actual drinks. There was no beer involved.
We did have cocktails when we got to the bar.
Yeah.
Because we met some guy who was like an NFT.
Yeah, shout out.
Shout out to an ape. He had it on his shirt, wearing it proudly.
His name was David.
His name was David.
His name was David. Shout out to my boy David.
His name was David.
Bought us some drinks.
Yeah, we got fucked up, and then we decided to just go get something to eat at Bossa Nova. That place is open till 4 a.m. God bless them.
Yeah, 4 a.m.
God bless them. Take your significant other out there and shit. No, but that's funny, bro, because I'm telling I call him in the morning. He knows we got to record today, and he tells me, he's like, oh, yeah, bro, I can't.
We don't. First off, I don't got to do shit.
Fuck, dude. And I'm up and ready to go, working out and shit. And I'm just trying to, motivate him. But yeah, continue with your fucking pizza
motivate
story.
me. You didn't get to bed till 5 a.m.
What? Who the fuck gets? I literally got home and knocked the.
No,
fuck
you
out.
texted me at 5 a.m.
Oh, because that's the time I wake up.
You don't wake up at 5 a.m.
You don't know me?
You're not one of
You don't
these
know me?
YouTube people who wakes
Literally,
up at
I have
5 a.m.
turned
Don't
into
piss
a
me off
YouTube-
right now.
I've turned into a YouTube group. I swear to God, I woke up at 5. I swear to God, I woke up at 5.
No shot. We got home at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. There's no shot you got up at 5.
We got home at 1:30. I got home at 1:30. You must have lost track of time because we weren't out that long. Because most places were closing. The only place that we got to Bossa Nova around 11:30.
Yeah. And then we left
Around
12:45.
12, yeah.
Somewhere around
around 12. And there was this really cute waitress who was hitting on my boy. Not this one.
Not me. For once, it wasn't me. It was crazy.
Dude, and she
No,
was
I'm just
giving
kidding.
him the eyes.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. I've seen the eyes before. But, a grown-ass woman giving the eyes to another young man. I was like, damn.
Wait, so let me finish up this pizza.
stupid
Okay,
ass.
yeah. So this guy already pissed me off, or he didn't piss me off yet. I was already on edge because I was like, my fucking car is going to get towed. I'm on edge right now just thinking about it. So I thought my car was going to get towed, and I'm running into this pizza place, and it's one of the best pizzas, but they close in literally I don't know, maybe it was 10 minutes, some shit like that. So now I'm rushing to get my order in. And this guy at the counter is taking 3 to 4 minutes with nobody. He's doing jack shit. He's trying to figure out.
Just listen to the way Nick describes the story because nothing goes right for him.
He's trying to figure out his the POS machine, right? And I'm looking at him trying to figure out the POS machine, and the POS is like an iPad. So I'm like, oh, okay, they have to take card, right? Like that's the new age POS. So he goes, no, we don't take card. So I'm like, all right, cool. I prepared for this. I have $11 in cash, $11 directly in cash. I am getting a pizza slice and a drink. I don't know where the fuck $11 in cash doesn't get you a pizza slice and a drink. You got to be at a sporting event, in my opinion. It's crazy. So it comes out to $11.25, and now I'm, I have no money. Like I have no actual cash other than the $11, and I have nothing in my car. I have no change. So I'm sitting there
making excuses. Go.
I'm sitting there looking at this guy.
Explain it. Tell the people.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at this guy, and I'm counting my money out to him. I go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So he could see.
So he could see. Yo, I only got $11. And then we're sitting there staring at each other, doing this like little stare down.
He's staring at him.
And I'm looking at him. I'm like, are you really not going to offer to just take care of the 25 cents? Like, is this not a thing that people do?
Yeah, like.
So I'm explaining this to David, and David's like, what the fuck? No, like, why would he do that? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's the implication you're supposed to do it. You are, in my opinion. And look, this right here, some of you might have just been like, all right, this guy's way too privileged type of shit. But no, like, I do it all the time for people where I will put my own money in if they're 5, 10, 25, 50 cents off. Like, that's not that big of a deal. It's 50 cents. I shit that. Come on, man.
Do you hear him? He says he shits that, but he didn't have 25 cents to give to the guy at a cash-only business. Fuck, I shouldn't scream because in the.
But this fucking dickhead of a guy looks at me and he's like, "Yo, I'm just like, what do you want me to do?" Type of shit.
You're fucking hilarious.
Basically,
dude. He literally. He's telling me that he was having the guy. When he started the story, he tells me, yeah, the guy was being a fucking dick.
He was being a fucking dick.
And I already called Nick out on his bullshit. Because I'm like, Nick, I know it's not him. It's not them, bro. It's you. Because like the other day, we're in the fucking car, and he decides to compliment some dude's sweater.
Oh, yeah. No, but I came a little aggressive at that guy.
He rolled down my window, and he's the audacity of him. He rolls down my window, not my window, but his window, and he looks over at the guy. He's like, hey, I like your sweater, dog. I feel it. And the guy's looking at him like stupid, like, bro. Like,
yeah, he's like, I don't fucking know you. I don't care for your opinion. Like, and I was looking at David. I was like, I'm going to get out and smack the fuck out this guy. Like, why does he look so mad for no, like, when someone compliments you, you appreciate it, or you should appreciate it. But maybe he was having a bad day.
The way you talk to people, dude, because that dude could have killed you if you were.
Ain't killing shit. Not me.
Bro, you have no idea. It was so funny to me that he looked at you dumb because that's exactly what I would have done. I'm like, bro, it's a camouflage sweater. I'm surprised you could even see me. I'm just a floating head.
All right.
It was hilarious. And then he goes on to tell me the story. I'm like, I already know, Nick. Don't trip. I already know it was you. He didn't even have to tell me that he didn't even have to tell me that he didn't have the 25 cents. I already knew it was some bullshit. But I don't know. Did you know it was a cash only place?
Yeah, I did.
And you showed.
I brought $11, bro. I'm not expecting to pay more than $11 for a slice of pizza and a drink. That makes no fucking sense. Sbarro's? So remember Sbarro's or how the fuck you pronounce it? Sbarro's? Subaru? Yeah, whatever the fuck it is. That shit, bro. A slice and a drink, $8.
Okay, because that's
try me.
But that shit is trash, dude.
It's alright.
No,
it's alright.
No,
it's okay. It's okay. I sound so fucking ignorant. It's alright. It's alright. No, it's okay. It's pretty. It's decent food.
Whatever it is, it doesn't sit right with me. But
nothing sits right with you. You got a weak stomach.
No, I literally just don't eat.
You drink milk?
No, I don't.
All right then. Shut up. You got a weak stomach.
But you don't even drink real milk.
Sometimes I do.
You drink the homogenized 2%, 3%, whatever fucking cent.
I like the pasteurized milk. Anyway, so point being,
so he's literally telling me like, oh well, you got that.
Yeah, like at the end of this,
about 25 cents.
I'm pressed about this 25 cents, and really I'm looking at him, and I'm like, are you dead ass? So I do the last straw, the last resort that I think you have to do to just show him like, yo, I'm being like dead ass, like get the hint.
He said
so I said. With like a sad face, I was like, oh, I guess I have to put the drink back then. And he looks me dead in my eyes, with no soul, no compassion, and just goes, yeah, put it back. And I'm looking at him like, I'm gonna smack the fuck out you. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You really, this guy's going to hell. Let me tell you why this guy's going to hell. he sees a struggling young man who's underweight. And just wants to enjoy his food and a drink. And he can't give me 25 cents.
But I'm curious.
That guy's going to hell. Case closed.
Did they have a drink that was less than $4?
There's a possibility. I didn't look.
You didn't look.
I only wanted the root beer. I'm going to be honest.
Which I'm surprised you grabbed a root beer, you savage. I thought you were trying to be healthier.
Yeah, but every now and then I grab a root beer.
Every now and then.
Root beer is delicious.
Every now and then I'd shoot up a little bit of heroin, and it's not a big deal.
Everything's okay in moderation.
Every now and then, a little bit of cocaine, as long as you do it in the mornings and not at night, you should be fine. Just a little bit. Like, is it digestive?
Yeah.
It's a good digestive?
Exactly.
That's so funny to me, though. You're hilarious, Nick, that you really got irked by
what the fuck is
dude.
Eat? You just irked me saying
too,
that.
Bro, that shit was hilarious about how, like, you were like, yo, bro, like, I have $11 and you're really not going to spot me 25 cents? I've worked in restaurants mostly all my life. I know exactly what it's like when somebody doesn't have enough to pay. I understand that. But when you're not the owner of the business, you're just some employee, you honestly, maybe you don't even give a fuck. You're not
But that's the thing, but like... Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're not going to let that shit slide, even if it's 25 cents. And he's like, yeah, but it's 25 cents. Pay it back. I'm like, bro, you got it wrong. It's pay it forward. Had you paid for the people behind you, they would have paid you 25. They would have paid you 25 cents. But here's the thing. He shows up with only $11 at a pizza place that only has, that's cash only. In this economy, this man is not. He's not insane.
Let me give you the price rundown real quick.
This is why. What happened?
The pizza was $7.
A slice. It was a deep
$7
dish slice. Be specific here.
It was actually really good.
He enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was the best pizza.
Did you not say 8 out of 10? Is
that
not a good
score? And then I asked you how much you paid for it. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a 7 because for the same amount, you can get more pizza. And
yeah, but quality over quantity.
The problem is that it was a deep dish slice, and I'm not the biggest fan of deep dish. I don't.
So you're already biased on it.
Well, I'm biased because it's the first slice of deep dish that I've ever tried that was actually good. Because
what? Wait, real quick. You didn't grow up in your elementary school. They didn't have the deep dish pizza for lunch at times.
Okay,
you never had that shit.
Don't compare apples to oranges, because like they do have fire at cafeteria food.
Yeah.
But I've never had...
But you never had the deep dish. The deep dish in elementary was bomb.
It must have been, but honestly,
that's not bomb.
The pizza bagels were fire.
Yeah.
Then pizza titties.
Pizza bagels are always bomb.
Then bagel titties. I just did not... It didn't impress me to the point... And I'm hungry.
Hey, look, let me tell you some real shit. Fuck you and fuck that guy. Both of you will go to hell because you're not willing to give someone 25 cents. Like... Are you fucking kidding me? You can't comp 25 cents, bro.
I was rolling, thinking, like, this man really, like...
How do you not have 25 cents
he's going to go home and talk about this shit to his family and friends?
Fuck that fool.
I had this guy come in thinking I was going to spot him 25 cents from the register. Like, what a fucking guy. Like, he's going to go talk to his buddies and be like, man, I'm tired of this fucking pizza place, bro. People coming in with only with only dollars and no like, coin change, no exact change.
I never expect to pay $4.25 for a drink. Do you know how much that is? Like, I should go to Starbucks at that point. Straight up. That's fucking ridiculous, bro.
It's weird. Like, I've started to compare.
$4.25.
Yes, 25 cents feels like a penny now.
$3.75 is the most you pay for a drink. Like a soda fountain drink. You should never pay $4.25.
Yeah, I do pay about $3 like $3.30 for a yerba mate.
That's my point. That's why I was like, are you dead ass not going to spot me this 25? Fuck this. I'm still angry about it.
I love how he decided. He stood his ground still. He stood his ground on these 25 cents so hard that
he's gonna be so
to go put back the soda, bro. Like, what the fuck? You're hilarious. I just love your energy, Nick. That you were like, you expected this man. You expected this pleb of a man who works 8 hours a day. This man said, oh, he only works 5, and it's because you were like counting the hours at the.
He does only work 5.
You're such a savage, bro. Leave people alone. Like, let them live their lives.
You talking about 8? Get the facts straight. The fuck?
You're so hilarious. That was so funny, Nick. Like, I love you for that. You are just so funny because that was real, huh? That was a real interaction you had.
That was very real.
Like, you didn't just go in there and say, oh, I'm not gonna pay the 25 cents. You expected that man.
I did not expect him to.
You did.
No, I didn't. Look, here's the thing: is I didn't. I really expected the price to be like $10.75. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm Gucci. Here's my $11. Boom. Keep the 25 cents. That's what I was going to tell him.
Oh,
Keep
God.
the 25 cents.
There goes the 20. See, this is how I was telling him it adds up, bro. 25, 50, 75, $1. Then you realize, oh shit, that dollar. Oh my God, talking about fucking dollars. I was trying to get a soda from the vending machine at this park that I go work out at.
Oh, you lost $3.
I lost $2.
Yep.
To this bitch.
Because you're an idiot.
Yeah, because I was clicking on the buttons and I didn't see there was this light on that says please have exact change. I literally give it $2 and then I start clicking everything and it's all sold out. I'm like, what the fuck? I was honestly really upset that the machine, a non-human being, took my money. Right?
Someone owns that machine.
No, fuck whoever owns it. No, sorry. The person who owns it is the people. It's owned by the government, by the Parks and Recreational Department, because they have those soda machines up there for a reason.
Not always. No, I'm being dead serious.
What did you say? No.
Not always. Like there are people who can buy those soda machines and put them in those
but
areas.
I understand what you're saying. You're right. It might be owned by a third party, and they just put them there because that's the thing. I'm like, I was just super confused at one point where I was like, yo, the fucking machines, I went to all of them and I was so fucking mad. I was just like, I was so mad. I think I ended up losing like $3 because I tried to get coins back and then the thing just didn't work. And
see, okay, so you already had a shitty experience with these machines, right? And then you come over here and I'm already late. I'm actually late for once and I'm never late.
True. This is the first time he's ever been late.
Yeah.
And I wasn't upset about that or nothing like that. I was more upset that I showed up on time. No. So that shit was funny though.
So you show up early and I'm late, and instead of going, hey, let me go to the Ralph's right across the street and grab a soda because I've been trying to get a soda for the last hour. You go, oh, Nick has some shit that he can give me. He can give me some water or some juice. It'll be fine. That's
so funny. And then
what are you doing?
And then like last night we go out to drink, but the night before that he tells me, oh yeah, I went out with my buddy. I fucking fell asleep over there. I even got a parking ticket.
Oh yeah, I got my first parking ticket.
Drunk, and I'm like, bro, you never get drunk with us, never. And I was just geeking on him talking about
because I can't stay at your guys' place. Let me rephrase that. I would never want to stay at your guys' place.
I don't
respectfully.
Understand. You can drink, get drunk, and take an Uber.
Yeah, you can, but going all the way from where we live to downtown LA at nighttime is like a $40-$50 Uber. Like that's a lot of money. Yes, it is.
No,
it's $25 to get there. Oh yeah, it's $25 to get there. Going home, but boy,
can't
going
put a
home.
Price on safety.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't put a price on safety.
That's fair. But when you have someone who has a self-driving car.
Even then, you gotta be careful. I understand. I mean, we're at the early iPhone stages of Tesla fucking full self-driving mode. Which
yeah. But it's impressive what it can do. I can firsthand experience that shit is impressive what it is able to pull off.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's too bad, that right now they aren't super affordable, but eventually they will be. They'll be about as affordable.
Tesla is mad affordable. It's 30 G's.
Again, you're using your privilege.
The newest one is.
What is it? You're patronizing people. You're patronizing people for not owning a Tesla.
I'm not patronizing anyone for not owning a Tesla. I'm saying expensive. 30 G's is affordable.
They're expensive.
30 G's is affordable.
You know what you can
when
get for 30 G's?
When people buy a new car, they usually spend about 30 grand.
What's up? Which one?
When people buy a new car, like a brand new car of the new year, it's usually runs around 25-30 grand. So just get a Tesla.
Some people do get that kind of thing, but it's just like, well, look, our buddy who's a mechanic, he's very adamant about people saving money. Like, I think it's just a mechanic mentality. Like, how do you?
I mean, I agree with that. Money? Yeah.
Like, it's a matter of maintenance. Sure, yeah, you're not gonna pay any gas, but if something malfunctions, I'm honestly not familiar with how expensive it can be to fix an electric car. But they're essentially robots, like that drive because they can drive themselves and they're all electric. They just happen to have 4 wheels that drives on the road, which make them road legal. I've never been in a Tesla. I always wanted one, and then recently realized I'm like, you know what? They're just not affordable enough, and they're not in the right stage of where like.
You're also about to own your car. Like there would be no reason for you
True.
to.
I'm also about to own my own vehicle.
And your car works fine.
It's my baby.
You know
It's
what
my
I mean?
baby. I'm gonna have her for ages to come. And in many ways, like owning a Tesla is just kind of like a statement. It's like, yes, I'm saving the planet, and I'm a fucking cuck.
Oh yeah.
Who owns a Tesla that you know?
People. I know three
Oh, shit.
people that own.
I know someone who owns a Tesla. Your homie does, right?
No, I know 3 people now.
Oh, there you go. Well, they're all cucks.
One of them, sure.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know about the other 2.
I don't know. I would be down for one. If someone gave me
I'd kid.
a full package Tesla with the ludicrous speed and the full self-driving.
No. See, that's now we're talking 70 grand.
That's what I'm saying.
70,
Like I would
80
not get the cheapest. I would want to get the top of the line model. Like there's no reason to buy the base mode. Yes, eventually you could buy a base mode and have firmware updates, which is what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But like the hardware of it, you know, the bigger battery, the longer mileage, the better efficiency, like all that stuff, I believe, is just, you know, it's you get what you pay for, and I just don't want to pay for something that isn't okay. Like a Porsche, I'd buy a Porsche because it's a Porsche.
911.
It wouldn't matter to me if it's the highest level trim, like a 911 Sport or Carrera S.
Beautiful car.
I like it. No big deal. A Corvette Z1, one of the newest models, those are around $70K. No big deal. I also really like them. They look like a nice Ferrari. It's just that at that level, like I don't mind paying for that because I know what I'm getting. But unlike a Tesla where you get like a base model and it's just like the most basic features, you're kind of missing out on what it really is, which is a full self-driving robot that is road legal and that, you know, eventually we'll have a nation of just superchargers where stopping every 300 miles or so to charge up will take you 20 minutes. It takes like about half an hour or something. I'm not sure what the thing is because that's people's biggest complaint.
Specifics
is that you have to stop and charge, and like if you're in the middle of nowhere and you got to charge and there's a serial killer chasing you, you know, how you gonna charge your car?
Fuck it.
You can't, like, it's not hybrid. But hybrid works too. I like hybrid.
If you got a serial killer chasing you, that's your own fault. What'd you do?
Yeah, like what are you gonna do? How are you gonna run? Like your car's gonna run out of juice. That dude's not gonna stop running.
Even if you run, look at fucking Michael Myers.
That motherfucker does
he
not
walks
stop walking.
to everyone.
He's the Forrest Gump of the monsters.
Of the horror.
Of the horde. Yeah, this dude just non-stop walking. Like whatever batteries Michael Myers runs on, like let me get his shit. Dude literally non-stop walks or teleports, whatever the fuck he does. It's fucking hilarious.
Let's talk about elevator etiquette real quick because I need motherfuckers to understand something.
I don't use elevators.
Huh?
I don't use elevators.
You use stairs every time?
Yeah, or I fly.
Oh yeah.
Go. What were we gonna say about elevator etiquette?
So, when you get into an elevator or when you are waiting for an elevator, let's go with when you're waiting for an elevator first because people don't fucking understand this. When you're waiting for an elevator, you don't wait in the middle of the goddamn elevator. When you're trying to leave a parking lot, do you wait in the middle of the parking lot? No. So you move to the fucking side and you wait your turn. That's what you do. Okay? You pieces of shits who wait in the middle really piss me off because I am coming out of the elevator, and as soon as I come out the elevator, I'm standing face to face with someone I don't know. Now we don't wear a mask anymore, right? COVID's basically over. You could have some shit. Now I get sick because we were that close. Or you're right in front of me, I'm right in front of you, and then you look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm in the fucking wrong. Like, are we stupid? What are we doing?
You're stupid.
How am I stupid?
Because it's a free country.
I don't give a shit.
And if you have a problem with him, you tell him, "Hey, sir, can you please not stand in the middle of the doorway?" Like
that's how you get into a fight.
You should know. I think like it's best you tell them. You say, "Hey, like please do not stand in front of me, you fuck." Like just tell them straight up. Like why do you have to hold your feelings back? Like this is what happened with you at the pizza parlor. This is why he didn't give you the 25 cents because you weren't being assertive, Nick. What are it's the 48 laws of power, dog.
Oh my
48 laws of power,
goodness.
dude.
I just figured out what kind of guy you are.
The motherfucker.
I can never bring you around some of my girlfriends.
Some
Never.
of my girlfriends, like you have one.
Never.
Like
I can
48
never bring
laws
you
of
around
power.
some of my girlfriends. I
40
just learned that. Like, you're the piece of shit guy that you believe in this 48 laws
You know
of
what's
power
so funny?
thing.
For me
That's
to be the
crazy
piece,
to
that's
me.
that's the kind of man women want. You'd be
That's
surprised.
the kind of man
Look at all the women that you sleep
certain
with.
women want.
Look
yes.
at the women you sleep with. Look at the women you sleep with, bro. They all love that piece of shit dude, and it's not our fault. We do
But
it.
I'm not a piece of shit dude. I'm actually a really
See, the guys who
good,
say that are the
sincere
ones
dude.
who are.
Nah.
I just told you I am.
But you don't sleep with women like that on that level.
because I'm trying to work on not being a piece of shit anymore.
All right, fair enough.
Well, hey, look. Anyways, women are allowed to sleep with whoever they want. It's your
Yeah, of
body,
course.
your choice, your temple, it's your life.
Male and women allowed to sleep with whatever
It
you
sucks
want.
that many
You got it.
men are like giving up on women.
Well, there's reasons behind that.
It's like what's going on. Like when did it become, aren't you allowed to be like, I don't know, like be a man. I don't know. Like being a man like is now a thing like you're not supposed to do.
Well, okay,
And
so
women love a guy who can be a man.
yeah,
Coming from a guy who's not one.
essentially, right, the term toxic masculinity has really destroyed the whole being a man thing, because now anyone can go where you're just being like really toxic with your masculinity. Like, what the fuck?
Like,
What do
bitch,
you
I'll
mean?
show you toxic.
Exactly. Like, I'll fucking show you toxic. You want to try that shit?
You want to try me, bitch?
But
Make me
all
a
I'm
sandwich.
doing
Ow.
is being assertive and like, hey, I don't like this shit. And because I tell you the way that I feel about it, I'm toxic now? How does that work?
Exactly.
Don't they do the same shit?
Women don't know
And-
what they
and what do
want.
we have
They
to
need
put it under? We don't
they
put it
need to
under
straighten
toxic
themselves out is
masculinity.
what they need to do. Things need to change. The dynamics of men and women need to change. And this is what happened. This is why you didn't. This is why you let that man. You let the cashier walk all over you. You let the elevator man walk all over you. What's next? World, just gonna let the world walk all over you? You gotta like.
I mean, I think today I realized I wasn't the main character
Of the story.
of the story.
The
like
cashier
the
was.
man at the pizza place made me realize that, he's not going to pay my 25 cents.
That's
Like,
that's jokes, bro. That's
that's
so
crazy
funny.
to me. I wasn't expecting it, but at the end of the day, I'm also just shocked because I would do it in a heartbeat for anyone, and I've done it all the time. All the time I do it. So it's crazy to me that people don't
you
act.
do it at your
It's
restaurant?
crazy to me that people don't act the way that I act, right? But
That's
what's
crazy that you don't want that people don't act the way you act, dude.
But what's the
That's crazy.
the saying, when you assume you look like an ass, right? So I assumed this guy would help me, and he just no soul looked me in my eyes, said, I don't give a fuck. Speaking of no soul, have you heard about Oklahoma recently?
What the fuck is that?
Oklahoma,
What is that?
the state of
what
Oklahoma.
country?
So, of what?
I said of what country?
Oh no, now you're making me look stupid.
Go.
So with Oklahoma, they just passed a law that makes it so that if you get an abortion, it is now considered a felony.
Interesting.
How wild is that? A felony.
What is a felony?
A felony. Like, you will go to jail for multiple years.
A felony, isn't it like a federal offense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's federally illegal in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma to get an
baby?
abortion.
To get an abortion.
Yeah.
Okay, and why? Why would they do this?
Because they're fucking weird, bro.
Why do you think it's weird?
Why do I think that's weird?
Why do you think it's weird?
Because I think this comes back to a woman, your body, your choice. Like, at the end of the day, if you get an abortion, that is because you do not feel fit to be a mother, or for other reasons, right?
why'd
Like,
you have sex in the first place?
there's always rape reasons and
Oh shit, yeah, that's
and
true.
things like that.
Yeah,
like,
my
it's
bad. I spoke
not
too
right
soon.
that
Spoke too
we
soon.
have legislators that are like, no, by the way, you go to jail if you get an abortion. What the fuck?
Yeah, that is fucked
Why
up.
is that
It
okay?
does happen where you've got cases of rape and the woman has to decide, and she might be in a state where, it's either really difficult to get an abortion, or she needs permission to get an abortion, or there just isn't any way for her to get one without having to do some like shady shit. Which
It's like Texas. Texas has really strict laws on it as well. But
You know what, maybe
theirs
you
theirs
should-
isn't federally
Maybe
yet.
it's not an abortion issue. Maybe it's a sexual education issue.
Yes. So okay. So
But
here's
let's reserve because we're men. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. You know, go.
no. I was gonna say I agree with you, right? So, in my opinion, I feel like most people. I'm not gonna say most people don't get abortions because people get abortions all the time, but usually when someone gets an abortion, it's of a younger crowd. Is that fair to say?
I think there are adults who do have them, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure. Maybe I don't know really what the statistics are
Okay.
on people getting abortions, but I'm sure the abortion rate is
Higher in younger adults.
maybe
Yeah, that's fair to say. So, to me, the way I think about it is that, young men are having less sex, and there's multiple reasons to that. But part of that could also be the fact that they are not sexually educated. When I learned sexual education, what grade were you in?
Oh, actually, you know what? It must have been 5th grade.
Yeah, 5th grade, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I remember having my mom fill out this piece of paper,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom just not giving a fuck in the morning. She's just like, "Fucking get out of here, bitch." I mean, dude, she's not a bitch. I'm saying me.
She said, "Get the fuck up out of my house. I don't want you
she's
here.
just ready
go
for me
to
to
school."
fucking leave. Yeah.
Yeah. So 5th grade, we learn about sexual education, but I
what
actually
some
didn't
people
learn
assume,
about
like,
sexual
a lot
education.
of people. What if you didn't sign that slip?
Yeah.
You missed out,
Yeah.
and you ended up getting pregnant.
Yeah.
That's what happens
Pretty
because they gave us
much.
condoms and deodorant sticks.
So now you're
Did they give
pregnant.
us condoms? I don't think they gave us condoms, but that would have been weird.
No, they didn't give us condoms.
They didn't give us condoms.
In
They gave
high
us
school, they
deodorant.
gave
talked
you
to us-
condoms.
Do you remember what they talked about?
No.
You don't
actually.
remember?
No, because so when I had my sexual education, I actually had something more important to do.
What do you mean?
I help write.
What's more important than sexual education?
I know, right? That's actually a really weird way to word it. But no, I was part of this program with kids that were writing with college level students, and I helped write a part of a movie that came out.
Do you get any royalties from that bitch?
No,
And who the fuck gives a fuck, bro?
I helped write Sky High, so
Oh shit!
that
did
was
you really?
a really
You're
fucking
kidding.
good
What-
movie.
okay, never mind. I
Yeah,
take it back.
then shut
I
the
take it
fuck
back.
up,
I'm
bitch.
gonna shut the fuck up. Because that's just not a bad movie. I enjoyed that movie. What's his
Yeah.
name? Who's the
It's
guy?
a great
The
fucking
dad?
movie.
Forget his name. Whatever. Okay, moving on from that. But yeah, no, you're right. Fucking.
So that
That's the
was
reason why
what
you
I
didn't go to
did
sex
during
ed?
the sexual education.
Okay.
I instead did that with the college student.
Okay, so you missed out. I could tell you what happened, but
Yeah.
then it's already too late.
I mean, I learned about it in health when you're in high school,
Oh,
and that's when
in
they give you
health?
condoms, or they're testing it on the. I think it was a banana for us.
They do. I remember them showing us how to use a condom or how to put it on properly.
Yeah.
Um,
And you know
I
what?
also-
The funny thing is, when I first had sex, I fumbled that. Even though I knew how to do it, I fumbled it.
what? I mean, what? Have you had sex before?
No.
Then how would you know how to have sex?
No, not how to have sex, how to put on the condom. I fumbled
okay.
that.
Well, how did you do it?
I just did it the wrong way.
How do you do it the wrong way? You just put it on the tip and you didn't roll it properly. It wasn't rolling down.
Yeah, it wasn't rolling
And
down.
you realize it's all backwards, and then you just
Yeah.
turn it around and then you rolled it down.
No,
you put it
because
open a new one.
then that's how you get pregnant.
That's how you get pregnant.
That's why you grab a whole new condom.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
my
why you grab a
first
hold of your
time,
dick
I
and you-
rolled it the wrong way. Yeah, it was a tough one.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, yeah. So this shit in Oklahoma is kind of crazy, bro. They passed this to be a felony
Mm-hmm.
that men and women, if you participate in getting an abortion,
Mm-hmm.
you will be put in jail. That's fucked up. Imagine you're 17. That's usually when people start to have sex. So imagine you're 17 years old. You're with your significant other. Let's say you use a condom. And let's just say, unluckily, it just breaks. Sometimes it happens. It's quite rare, but it does happen. And then you get her pregnant. And you don't know to buy a plan B. You know what I mean? Like, you're not educated in that shit.
Yeah, like there's nobody there to tell you, be like,
Yeah.
hey, like, it's not the rules or the fucking or the way that people tell you. It's more like it's more like I don't know, dude. It's weird because I've been in a situation where like I've had to reach out to someone older than me.
Yeah.
For help through that experience. Like,
right. Shout out to those people that are older and.
Yeah, those like there's really some, people have people in their lives straight. Who are a little bit older than them, and they will, when they're the kind of people you come to.
They guide you.
Or they're like, or you feel comfortable enough to tell them like, hey, like I'm in trouble. Can you help me? And it's not like a parent. Maybe sometimes it is a parent or an older brother
or a cool aunt
or or a cousin or something. And most of the time, like, I think that like that's where most people get that kind of like experience from. They're like, oh, like, hey, like, careful. Like, they're like, whose job is it really to tell them about how to be safe? And I think it's like, I don't know, part of being a parent and part of being, I don't know. This seems like a sticky subject. Cause for me, like, I was just kind of like a horny kid all the time. So I just kind of wanted.
I mean, I think once you had sex, your hormones were already raging.
Well, I think like before that, like I was already curious, and then I kind of when I lost my virginity, I realized like, damn, having sex is fun. It was Pandora's
box.
Huh?
It was Pandora's box.
No, it was fun. Sex is fun, and it's enjoyable when you have sex with somebody who wants
that you're genuinely into and they're into you.
Don't be gay, bro. Just have sex with somebody and have fun. I'm just kidding. Dude, bro, no, it's like when you're with somebody and you're both having sex and it's good sex, you're like, this is good sex, and then things outside of that sometimes turn out to be good, but not everything. And then after that, for me, I was just kind of like, okay, I was being irresponsible. Luckily, I didn't make any huge mistakes. And now I'm 27, and I think I'm like, you know what? I need to start being a little more conservative with who I have sex with. I mean, I have a girlfriend now.
Yeah.
But still, like, her and I, we just got together, and it's like, okay,
Look, my number one tip to you would be that before you have sex, whenever you're going to not use a condom, right? Because for the most part...
I'm not using a condom. I'm having a family.
Fair enough. Never mind.
But go.
But I'll just say to anyone, just
strong,
make sure you and your partner get tested. It's the smartest thing you can do.
Okay,
it's the best thing you can do.
Like, that's important too. Like,
one night of fun. It doesn't seem to be
normal for people. Like, maybe it's almost looked down upon. Like, oh, if you go get tested, it assumes that you've been just having sex.
Yeah.
And stuff like you're actively sexual.
Nah.
Like, there are sexually active people, but I don't think there is any like
bad stigma behind it. I don't think
you should like discriminate on people who are like trying to be safe. Just because your partner wants to wear a condom and you don't, you shouldn't like, you shouldn't get upset.
No, you should never be upset. That's fucking weird. Be safe.
And if your partner is, forcing you to want to have sex raw or whatever, I just use the word forcing, like that. It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, no,
it shouldn't be happening.
Never.
But if like, you can tell if you're like being, I don't know, like if you're
don't even get guilt tripped into
raw sex. And it's like, oh, you make these excuses up for like, oh, it feels better raw. I mean, obviously it feels better raw. Who doesn't want to have sex raw? Like, what the fuck? That shit is bomb.
That's why we get into relationships.
That's why we get into it, because we want to fuck raw.
Because we want to fuck raw.
Let's be honest.
Let's just be real.
She pushing P, bro. She pushing P. And I'm telling you, like, but be safe, because like just my personal opinion, like, and I'm a nobody. I'm a young person who doesn't, who's only lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
Shut up. Look, the point is, one night of fun is not worth either
18 years
of a child or an STD for the rest of your life. It's just not worth it.
Like, bro, it's a good thing. Sometimes, like, one of our buddies, without saying names and stuff, like, it's just like, he recently hooked up with this girl, and he was just telling us how it went, and we were like, hey, bro, like, because I've been in this situation before where I've had sex with someone and it was raw, and I've had protection on me. Well, for him, he didn't have it, but it still ended up happening, and I was just like, man, you got to be careful. And I feel like all my dumbass friends don't understand that you can get pregnant from pre-cum. Like, none of my...
Who? Don't put... I'm putting myself in that right now. I'm like,
I'm not a dumbass.
Dumb. Yeah, I'm not a dumbass. I'm good. I know this shit.
Yeah, because I think to myself, I'm like, people understand something. Like, it can happen. I mean, it's like... there is still sperm in there, even if it doesn't look as white as snow. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't that shit doesn't come out looking like the last toothpaste in the roll? You know, fucking no. You know what I mean? You ever just push the last bit of the toothpaste out and it kind of just comes out thick? You know. Anyways, I'm telling you guys,
Shut the fuck up.
You just gotta be safe, bro. I don't have children yet, but bro, I do want children. Like, not for the purposes of like.
Yeah, why do you want a kid?
Why do I want a kid?
Let's talk about
Sincerely, I think it's part of living life, dog. Like, the headache, the suffering, the love, the heartbreak, the headache. It's all part of this experience we call life. There is no answer to life, I think.
You believe the reason you were put on Earth is to repopulate? I think not like for real.
It's because I've had too many fucking psychedelic experiences that I've realized that being conscious, bro, it's so scary. Because you realize everything going on in the world around you. You realize like shit is really fucked. Like things are way better than ever, but like Jesus Christ, you take a look behind the curtain. And you start to see some really nasty stuff, like the way people are treated, the way society really runs, the way, like, you know, some of the people you thought you knew are not exactly who you thought they were, or the people you idolize are not as, you know, kind and sweet as you see.
You should never meet your idol. You'll be highly disappointed.
I think there's, like, a lot of people are living in bubbles and echo chambers. I think it's so odd that we live in a modern Western society with such freedom and openness. Like, yeah, there's some limitations to our freedom, but those limitations are far and few between. I think, or I could be ignorant about that, but you know, there's something beautiful in living in the United States because we do get a lot of freedom of it. We get our freedom of expression, our freedom to say whatever the fuck we want. Like, yeah, the mainstream media does influence you guys like as often as like as much as they can, simply by pushing these culture war topics, like, you know, like teaching young children about, you know, racism and everything that exists in life. Critical race theory, right? The idea that everything that's ever been invented in science, mathematics, engineering, like all that is rooted in racism in some way or another. It's like I don't believe that. Like, I think the people who invented those things were like you know, white, male, older, but that, you know, that helped, those things have helped people way more than the idea that they were trying to develop these ideas just for their own like gain. No, like there's I think there's something else going on. Like, you know, it's just for me, like that's, I think, like wanting to have a family and like a stable
it's going to be like One Piece, like where the world is just the way it's ran and nobody asks us questions.
Yeah, like people just will stop asking questions about why gasoline is $8, why it's $12. People will just stop asking questions about why, you know, their $100 no longer is worth $100. People just
$100 is $10 nowadays. The $100 ain't shit.
And
like,
he's complaining about 25 cents. You know, like there's something going on that nobody really like cares about because it's so overbearing that there's anxiety of doing anything. You feel like there's no reason to do it because you're not going to do anything with it.
And you don't take anything with you when you leave. So it's like why am I going to stress myself out while I'm here? Like, for real.
I think there's a way to defeat that stress. Because it's so weird to say, but like it's not even funny anymore. Like to say, oh yeah, like I watch YouTube, or oh yeah, I don't watch cable or like regular television. Because billions of people, well, millions mostly, but close to billions of people watch YouTube way more than they do television. Yeah, a lot of old people only watch television, but you look at someone like Mr. Beast, and if you don't know who that is, then maybe you really are just, you know, you just aren't that tuned in to, you know, the most popular things that are going on. Like Mr. Beast is a 23-year-old content creator who has created some of the most viral and you know, entertaining videos ever, and he has millions of people. He constantly beats out mainstream
but
media,
he's a good guy.
Mainstream shows. It's not that he's a good guy. I didn't watch his whole Joe Rogan interview. I just watched the one clip where he explains what his motivations were. And it turns out he just focused his energy, his ability to create and ability to do things because he put his mind to it, and it had nothing to do with like, oh, let me blow up or something. No, he like just started doing what he did, and what he did just happened to be, you know, at a time where YouTube was still finding its ground. Like nobody knew what YouTube was. And when I say that, I mean like, well, yeah, you know what YouTube is. It's a video sharing platform where you can upload your own videos and share things. But it's way more than that now. So much more. You have these long form conversations. You've got these professors and arguably, you know, some of the most intelligent people on the internet. I mean, in the world, talking for free on the internet. And it's like, and so much of it just gets glossed over by this like, you know,
the
facade
algorithm
of like, you know, you gotta be, you know, it's all for the state, you know, it's all for the comrade, you know, we gotta fucking work together, you know, pull yourself up from your bootstraps, you know, like what the fuck? Like we talked about the union workers and the conditions they work in. Like they fought for 20-minute breaks, right? 25-minute breaks, because it really is the case where like, if it takes you 5 minutes to walk to the break room on the other side of the factory and it takes you another 5 minutes to walk back, that means you only get 10 minutes, right? For your lunch break, a 30-minute lunch break. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you're the time it takes you to get there and come back, like, it's ridiculous. Like, you don't see any of the mainstream media covering any of this labor movement. Everything we use and buy and stuff is like, it comes from the hardworking people who like wake up every morning and provide for their families while they make our, you know, our products, or the food we eat, the labels and the packaging and the stuff. It's just like it all just kind of gets swept under the rug. And you've got two fucking nobodies on the internet talking about these kinds of things. I know Nick doesn't normally like politics, but I think Nick understands that when I bring it up, like it grounds us, it humbles us. We realize that like our lives are, you know, really good, in a really good place compared to some people who, you know, don't have choices.
I'll just let you ramble because I know it helps you.
Well, no, but I think like I hope I got to somewhere about, you know, what's going on. I know you asked me about why I want to have a family and distractions, but people are having children later. People are like waiting later. Like the idea of owning a home, that shit just fucking flew out the window.
How long do you want to live?
Honestly, I want to live long enough to make
you want to see your kids have grandchildren, type of thing.
That, and yeah, and I'd like to do the things that I will, that I say to myself now, I say, hey, David, you want to go ahead and write that letter. You want to go ahead and do this. You want to go ahead and do that, because you're going to get old and weary and you're going to fucking regret it. You're going to regret it because you thought to yourself, why the fuck didn't I just ask her out? Why the fuck didn't I just why didn't I just try to apply for this job? Why didn't I just, you know, why didn't I just get up and go?
You don't want to live with the regrets.
You know what? No, I not just regrets, but more like I don't want to live having felt like I didn't try, because for a while I just didn't try doing things. I just did things because
you're a young man, though.
We are young men. I think like maybe we're overthinking it.
I think you overthink it.
I think it's important because like if you're not overthinking something,
I do too. But I think like I think it's important to overthink. I think it's detrimental to overthink when it's causing you anxiety and depression and all of that. That is when you need to get out of that state of mindset and just be like, yo, I need to live in the present. I need to enjoy the present. And I need to do everything I can right now to make myself feel comfortable so I don't have to worry about my future.
Okay.
That's the way I like to look at it, at least. But at the same time, living in the present is really, really, really hard because, like you said, there's a lot of things that for the past, I mean, we talk about it all the time, the last 6 years just went like that. You know what I mean? Really, it was like Thanos snapped and
COVID really
gone.
If it's not one thing, it's another. I swear to fucking God. You know, I talked to somebody, one of my old coworkers was a former addict and stuff. He used to be homeless. He used to, you know, he'd really been through it.
Yeah.
But he's doing okay now. And he was just talking to me about how, like, you know, some of the people that really suffered during the COVID years were people who were going through, you know, drug addiction, rehab, and like any kind of self-help. A lot of that shit got moved to Zoom. Can you imagine trying to relate to somebody over a fucking face call? Trying to like empathize with somebody over a face call, and you can't even, you know, talk to them without having to stop every second and a half to let the audio fucking come through. And it's like, It's
Can I
ridiculous. how
imagine?
many-
I was trying to take educational courses during
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine. It's fucking trash.
yeah, that shit is fucking trash, bro. Like, it's so weird that like I used to think that it would be super cool to live life on the internet, to live life online, like everything virtually. Like, I remember thinking like this really cool sci-fi futuristic world, but I think we got a taste of it in COVID, and it turns out
You need
hunter-gatherers,
human interaction.
huh?
We need human interaction.
We needed
like
so
a physical
fucking bad.
human
You need
interaction.
sex, love, and freedom. Honestly, I think that's what I'm going to call this episode: sex, love, and freedom. Because
Interesting. Okay.
I think look, I think sex is a part of our being. Like, we have like two straight people, heterosexual people, male and a female.
Right.
Right. I ain't talking about the rest of them genders, because this is how I feel.
Right.
You meet a woman and you're a man and y'all fuck, great. Then what comes next? If y'all can make love, if y'all can sustain that love, that's beautiful. And then if you can sustain that love and maintain each other's freedom, that's even more beautiful. And that entails so many things, because your freedom entails like, well, you being able to take care of your family, take care of your community, take care of your friends, and same thing for her. And you both reciprocate that, and it's like just beautiful. And look at me, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But
Yeah, you don't know what the
I
fuck
can
you're
feel
talking
it,
about.
bro. I can for sure feel it. Like, I tell everybody, like, love is the
But you're
main-
passionate about that, so I can appreciate that.
Yeah,
but
I do. I really
but
do.
it's-
And I really do believe that there's something beautiful in that stomach, and that feeling you get in your stomach when you meet somebody you really like. I think I
like the butterflies.
I miss that feeling. And there, it's just like, yeah, like, fuck, like, there's just something so beautiful about like
But
love
maturing,
and heartbreak.
Maturing too is also realizing that like not everybody's going to give you those butterflies, and that's okay, because you might just be more compatible with this person than another person.
We as hunter gatherers in a modern society, like, we're built different. Like, we're slowly changing, right? Slowly changing. We're like
physically or
physically.
mentally?
Yeah, like, I don't know how to explain this, but
if you look at the evidence,
if you look at the evidence, if you pull it up,
for real.
We'll go into it. We'll go into it some other time regarding that. I'll bring it up and look into it, because it has something to do with our genetics and the way we're being, like our population, like, it's changing or whatever.
I mean, we're out here making genetic babies.
And just
right
look at the
now.
shit we eat, processed foods.
Yep.
Like the kind of stuff that like we put in our body that if you don't have the time to, pay attention to, it catches up to you. Cancer, diabetes, other chronic diseases, genetic diseases. Like, where do they come from? How do they end up there? Like, those things like intrigue me. They fascinate me, and especially like in these modern times, I'm so fascinated by. By like the way we see things. I feel like I live in a different world sometimes. Like, I feel like all the things I know about what's going on in the world, like, it almost doesn't seem real to see that, to think that like we have politicians that don't give a fuck about you because they care more about their lobbying interests and their interests of not the interests of their constituents, but their donors. And this is true. We've got a donor class, we've got a lobbying class, a shareholders class. Like, these people just live in a different world. Like, compared to the Amazon workers live just in a different world. Like, they'll never know what it's like. When I saw them crying just to fight for 20 minutes for better healthcare, better wages, I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I thought there was more empathy in people, especially.
No, there's not.
Especially
That's
in a capitalist society. I understand that, like, you're allowed to make as much money as you can, so long as you're not monopolizing your source of income.
Right.
You would think like maybe Jeff Bezos has some level of compassion where instead of putting the shareholders first, he'd put his employees first. But I've never been one to run a company that big. I hear that it's much harder to govern. It's harder to govern yourself than it is to govern a city or rule a city. It's harder to rule yourself than it is to rule a city. I guess that makes sense in some way. Like if maybe that's, I don't know, Jeff Bezos just because he's a nerd. That's why he doesn't want to help these people out. Then you got Elon Musk.
I think it's just more of Bezos is the face, but there's things that are done behind the scenes that he doesn't control.
And men like that.
Like, honestly.
People.
I think the same goes for Musk. I think Elon's just a face.
Well, Elon Musk recently actually bought a huge stake in
Twitter.
A stake big enough to have a seat on the board, but not big enough to make any major decisions. And everybody was going crazy because Twitter. I live on Twitter. I know most of you who watch the show probably don't use Twitter the same way I do. I enjoy the inner workings of how the world runs. Well, it's not really a good interpretation, but Twitter can be really just toxic. It's just full of disgusting people, and you really can't even tell who's real sometimes. That pisses me off. There's this theory about that the internet died some time ago, and that most of the internet traffic is just bots, and that shit is scary. To think that there's nobody on the internet. It's just everything is just automated, or there's just a bunch of robots.
Yeah, you're a bot.
Shit, I honestly try to be a real person on Twitter, but I feel like no one gives a fuck when you're a real person. Everybody just wants to hear generic, fucking copy paste tweets, anything that goes viral. That shit just kind of
you don't.
There's no substance.
Respectfully, you don't tweet anything of substance.
Well, that's the thing. I'm a nobody. I don't have anything to say.
I'm a fucking nobody, but I have tweets that are paragraphs long.
Why?
Because I like to get my thoughts out. Why do I do this show? I'm a fucking nobody. You're a nobody.
Yeah, but I think it's okay. The medium of writing it down versus saying it out loud, for sure. It does change the way people interpret it, and that's actually
that's true.
That's actually one of the big things, because you read something on there and you're like, is this motherfucker being a dumbass to me? Is he being a dick? And how many times will you see someone reply will be like, no, my intention is not to argue. I'm just letting you know the facts. And then they'll reply, they'll be like, oh, you're letting me know, someone who knows what they're talking about? And it's like, no, shut the fuck up. Stop that. It's so easy to be on your fucking couch and get really upset.
Yeah, but you can do the same in person.
No.
Yes.
I think it's a lot harder to do it in person.
Why?
Because you don't just get mad at someone. You do, though.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
But that's the problem. You shouldn't be. Don't do that. You need to treat people with more kindness, bro. The guy who's working hard, when you realize you didn't have 25 cents, you literally put him through the most awkward, you wasted his time and yours.
He wasted my firkin. He wasted my 4 minutes of my time not knowing how to work his POS system, which made no sense.
Honestly, maybe.
How do you not know how to work your POS system, but you're the main cashier? What?
He said that, or you assume that?
No, I assume that because he's sitting there tapping on the
Maybe he was clocking back in. No, they were because they were about to close, right?
They were about to close.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not. I've worked in restaurants before.
I was just confused because an iPad usually means I have a card.
So he just wasn't doing his job.
I don't know.
Why don't you call and complain? Get him fired.
I don't remember his name.
You just be like, oh, whoever was on the register.
Nah, but I'm not that person.
You over 25 cents, bro.
Doesn't matter. I'm not that person. I have compassion for people when they're doing their job.
And he wasn't doing his job by spotting you 25 cents.
It's not about the 25. It's the attitude he gave me to begin with. I was like, what the fuck?
What attitude?
He already gave me attitude off the bat.
Bro, I'm telling you, dude. Plebs.
Nah,
the working class, bro. They're suffering, dog.
I don't care, though. But look, at the end of the day, if you work in a customer service fucking industry, you better work with a goddamn smile. You work in the industry for a reason.
Hospitality.
This is where I always come back to. You choose your job, okay? I don't give a damn what you have to say. You choose your job. If you don't like your fucking job, leave and someone else will do it better than you do. It's a fact. Why do people go into the customer service industry? This is what I was going to say earlier, by the way. I think you should look into, I think it's called a epidemiologist. The people who study the viruses and how they became, all that. That you love to look into the history of things. You should really consider that. It's not a hard job to apply for.
It's just that
you just need a college degree and something else. I remember I was going to apply for it. That's how I know.
I honestly don't know either. But we're going to wrap it up, guys.
All right.
We do appreciate you guys tuning in Tuesday and Thursday. I know this is a little bit unconventional, but we will catch you guys on Tuesday.
You guys like my shirt?
Nobody cares. I'm gonna cut it off before you say
Bow.
that. I'm just kidding. Later. 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 Later.